Alright, guys. Slumber Party Massacre 3 from 1990, directed by some chick. I didn't even write it down. Like I said in the last video, I vaguely remembered this movie. Like, very, very little. Mostly just the fact it's a slumber party with a bunch of girls showing their tits off and being killed with a drill. Which is not really something you even really need to rack your brain to remember about this. But it's no wonder that this movie is fucking nowhere online to watch, except like YouTube that someone uploaded, because it's not terrible, like by any means. It's not a terrible movie. It's just not good. Like it's really not that good, like at all. There's some stuff in here that's cool, like with pretty much most movies that I can pick things out of that I liked. But we have these friends that are on the beach playing volleyball. And we just get right off the bat to stupidity with this fucking line from this woman to this other girl, to the main girl, Jackie, who looks a lot like Alicia Silverstone mixed with Reese Witherspoon. I don't know, man. The whole time watching this, I was just thinking of both of them. I was like, this chick looks just like a small little amalgamation of both of their faces when they were younger. Silverstone and Witherspoon. This actress looks just like a mix of them. Like if women can have children with each other, that would be their child. Like 100%. Looks just like them. But the girl says, Jackie, let's be logical. Why don't you just move in with us? My mom would never notice. She's going through menopause. Now, just having the words logical and then the rest of that in a sentence, it's fucking ridiculous. But I mean, I don't know. I'm not a woman. I've never, the first two times I went through menopause, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't bitching too much. But maybe when you hit that big one, fucking later in your 50s, you can just completely not have any clue that another human being has moved into your house and is there all the time for like an undefined amount of time into the future. I don't know. That just sounds like that doesn't work, like at all. Like that wouldn't be a situation ever. Then we get our first kill with the girl being killed with the drill from the back seat, through the seat, through her fucking body. And the gore is pretty good. Like there's some cool gore in this movie. Like can't complain really with most of the gore in here. There was one or two things that I was like, really, come on, man. Like you can't. I'll get to that. But then we have Frank, who doesn't just want Jackie for a day or a week, he says to her, but he doesn't say anything about a month or like 2 days or 4. Like he found a loophole in the system, man. He's like, yeah, that's what you just gotta say. Girls, you do the same thing. Like, I don't just want a one night stand. I don't just want you for the week. And in your mind, you're just like, 2-3 days would be good enough. And then there's nothing they can do. They have no idea that you found this master loophole in the fucking plan. Like you're on top there. And then we have Jackie comes home and she sees the door ajar a little bit, and she opens the door, and that guy, the next door neighbor, or a guy who lives across the street, and he's a doctor apparently. He says later on in the movie, Morgan. Dude, I cracked up. Like. She opens the door and Jackie screams, and then Morgan lets out like the most fucking hilarious scream ever. And then they just like snap back to just normal and carry on with the conversation. Like it's fucking hilarious, man. Like I was laughing through a lot of this movie. Like if anything, this movie is fun just to laugh at. But what else fucking happens here? And none of these people have names. For me, like that's going to be a reoccurring theme throughout all of this month, covering old slasher films and stuff like that, unless it's like a famous actor or actress, or it's an actor or actress that was in maybe at least 2 or 3 other slasher films or films in the 80s or 70s or whatever fucking period the movie I'm covering is from. If not, then fuck you. You don't get a name. You don't deserve having your name remembered. Unless they say their name in the movie like right before they get killed or something like that. Besides that, it's going to be a lot of that girl and that guy and this guy and that girl and the blonde chick and the fucking stupid brunette and the dumbass dickhead guy That's going to be what everyone's referred to because I'm not remembering all these names. Are you serious? And ooh, I love those red sofas in the house. Look, I really want them. They look so comfortable. And like near the end of this movie, man, I was starting to drift off a little bit. And all I can think of while I was drifting off is I wish I had that red sofa right now that I can just drift off and fall asleep on. Like, it looks so comfortable. I really, really like that sofa. Really, really awesome. And then Jackie screams like hell when she sees Morgan unexpectedly. But then when 5 of her friends knock on the door and all scream boo, loud as can be in her face, she doesn't flinch at all. I don't know. Maybe Morgan, he is a creepy fucking guy. And they try so hard in this movie. Like, way too hard to make you think that this guy is a killer. Like, way too hard. Like, this guy acts so fucking strange throughout the whole beginning of this movie that he's in. And it's just like, yeah, that's not the killer. Because you see how hard they're trying to make us think that he's a killer? Yeah, he's not. Fucking, and he's not. He has nothing to do with this movie, really. At all. Except for getting, like, the one good 911 call out of any of the calls in this movie placed to the police. And he looks around the house in, like, 10 seconds. He says that he showed up, the house is for sale, and he showed up because he wanted to check the house out. And Jackie's like, all right, like, the bedrooms are upstairs, you can have a look around. She listens to a voice message for like 10 seconds and then turns around and gets scared by him again. He's right there. He's like, I checked it out already. No, you didn't. Fucking 10 seconds, you checked out all the bedrooms upstairs? You're a fucking liar. Like, absolutely. You are lying through your teeth. And I have to ask, for any, I know I have a few female subscribers and stuff that watch. Have any of you ever been to a slumber party in your life that is like a slumber party in any of these movies? Or any other slasher films and stuff where it's just pillow fights and tits hanging out galore and just... Anyone? Like, has anyone been to a sleepaway? I keep wanting to say sleepaway camp every time I say the word slumber for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it's just that it's reminding me of better films. But I don't know why I keep saying slumber. Sleepaway. Fuck you. I'm done with that conversation. But has anyone ever had that experience at a slumber party? Like, ever? And then one thing you never see in movies, you never see a male slumber party. Never once. I have never seen a male slumber party in a horror movie ever. Where it just like 6 guys are hanging out and having a fucking pillow fight and feathers are flying everywhere and they're stripping and dancing around to cheesy music and they're like whipping their dicks at each other like on the thighs. Like, you don't see that in any fucking movie, like, ever. So, like, I don't know. I'm sure it's happened in the history of fucking life, but you never see that in movies. But let me know, females out there, have you ever been to a slumber party that's in any way remotely similar to any of these movies? Or any slumber party that happens in any of these type of slasher films? I'm curious, like, I really am. Because it just seems like fucking insane. Like, that this never happens. Like, probably hardly ever. Then we get a masked killer in the beginning of this, who impales the black guy with the for sale sign, and then looks cool. And then he drags his body off and he undoes the light bulb, which he burned his fucking fingers, man. That fucking light's been on for who knows how long. He just unscrews that shit like it's nothing. And then he puts the for sale sign back in the ground, and there's not a drop of blood on it. Like, nothing. It's just white as can be. The post is completely clean, no blood, after it went through this dude's fucking whole body, impaled him, and it's completely clean. You gotta love it. You gotta love these movies. And then we get another pizza scene when they gotta order pizza, and like they know other food exists in these movies, right? Like, you don't just need pizza for a slumber party. You got Chinese, you got Thai. Try something exotic. Order an exotic endangered bird or something off of the black market. Have that for your slumber party dinner. It doesn't always have to be pizza. We've seen that once in these movies already. So let's move on to something better. And you never hear about real-life driller killers. You don't. Like, you don't hear about any imaginative serial killers anymore. You really don't. Like, all the killing that happens in this world, 99% of the time, it's either someone was shot or someone was stabbed with a knife or some knife-like sharp instrument. That's it. Like, there's really no imaginative killers out there anymore. I mean, we have a lot of things in the world in the last few years, Black Lives Matter and all that stuff, great causes. We should have an imaginative killer Lives Matter movement. And let's just get some imaginative fucking serial killers out there. I'm not saying go out and kill innocent people, just like if there's anything I bitch about all the time, not really on this channel, but in real life, is overpopulation. This planet is too many fucking people on it, and it's the root of every other problem, pretty much. Lack of food, and fucking just down the line of everything. Overpopulation. We need to just kill some of these people off. Like, really. Like, just have it be like Dexter. Have these imaginative killers be like something out of Dexter, but more imaginative than he is. Like, kill off only like rapists, pedophiles. Perverts is a little too vague. And fucking murderers and all those types of people. The undesirables of society. And just do it in an imaginative way, man. Like, have somebody, like a lot of serial killers in the past, they killed just for the fame and the notoriousness of their kills and just being famous and having a legacy and stuff like that. Why don't you have any serial killers watching? Any of you watching that it might be a serial killer or thinking about, maybe switching professions and moving into serial killing. Do something imaginative. Like, paint yourself like Pennywise, Tim Curry's version from 1990, and go around killing people with each of the items from Clue. There you go. Like, that'll get you some fucking headlines in the paper. Fucking Pennywise Clue Killer. Tim Curry copycat. Something. Or dress up like Scooby-Doo and go around and kill people with, just bludgeon them with, like, old vintage stainless steel figurines of all the other characters from Scooby-Doo. You can kill one with Fred, you can kill one with Daphne, you can kill one with Velma, even bring Scrappy into it. I can bludgeon someone to death with that. All while dressed like Scooby-Doo. That shit will get you a legacy. Fucking come on. Like, we need more imaginative killings going on. I'm so sick of hearing about shootings and stabbings. Even the movies are much more imaginative. Bring that shit into real life and kill off all the undesirables. All the people that are fucking, just like I said, murderers, rapists, pedophiles, fucking all those type of people that we don't want around, and just do it in a creative way where we can look at the fucking news online or on TV or read a newspaper, which no one fucking does anymore. I still read a newspaper every now and then. I would love to see a headline in there saying that some crazy lunatic was dressed up as Donald Duck and running around killing people with a steel dildo. Fucking anything. Like, anything to make the news a little more exciting in the morning when I'm making my coffee. Anything like that. And then another one bites the dust. Some other person gets killed. Don't know why. Then they call the cops, and the cop just hangs up on them again, just like in the last movie. Like, this woman's calling up saying that there's a creepy guy, the creepy guy from the beach at the very beginning, and that he shows up at the house, and they see him outside, and he drops off her address book that he stole from her at the beach. And the cop's just like, yeah, you sound like you guys have been drinking and stuff, like, call me back if you see him again, goodbye. Dude, the cop in this movie is absolutely insane. Like, absolutely crazy. The way that he blows all of this off, I don't know. And then we have a weird-ass scene with one of the guys and one of the girls down in the basement, no names, and he starts talking to her, and he opens it with, I've always thought of you as a sister. And then he proceeds to ask her, like, how do you go about asking a girl if it's all right to kiss her? And then she says, just kiss first, ask questions later. Then he starts making out with her. And she's into it too. But he thinks of her as a sister. I don't know, man. Like, at this point, whatever. Then Juliet gets electrocuted in the tub, which looks like like a plug-in vibrator. I don't know what the hell that was, but that's exactly what it looks like an old school like plug-in vibrator thrown into the tub, and she gets electrocuted to death. Then I didn't even finish this note. Fucking what dickhead calls? That's it. So I don't know what that means. And I don't think I'll even remember what that refers to. But apparently a dickhead calls someone or something in this movie. If you really love this movie, you can figure out what I meant. But I don't love this movie. So I still have no idea what that means. Then Ken, we find out, is the killer, Juliet's lover that she just met. And that he was, I don't know, fucking sexually abused by his Uncle Bill. And for some reason, he smashes the picture that he has of him, which if you were sexually abused by your uncle, would you really want a picture of him and you as a child together? Like, I don't know. And he smashes it on the in his van, which has way too many candles in it. Like, he goes in the back of his truck or van and stuff. There's like fucking 50 candles lit in there. Every time in a movie that I see a whole bunch of candles lit, I don't know. It annoys me for some reason. Like, there's no reason for that many candles. Like, you're not really upping the visibility any more than if you just had like 2 or 3 candles. Or just fucking install a light or some shit. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. None of this makes any sense at all. Then we have Ken going to the tool yard or whatever, the lumber yard, to get tools to try to fight off this killer. Then Ken reveals himself to be the killer by attacking the guy. Then he brings out a chainsaw. And if you're making a gory slasher film, and this is why I don't care for Scream, and I know what you did last summer, and all the slasher films that got ushered in after the success of Scream, and fucking Urban Legend and the sequels, and even Halloween H2O that was directly influenced by Scream, and all of them that just are just neutered, have no fucking gore or good kills in them at all. But like this movie, you have a decent amount of gore. There's people getting drilled and shit all over the place in this movie. And then you bring a chainsaw into it. That better be like the money shot of the fucking movie. Like, bringing a chainsaw into shit, that better be one of the best kills in the movie. And we see nothing. Like, I wish I could tell you what happens to this guy, because I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I wish I could see it, but they show nothing. Like, he revs up a chainsaw, looks like he tried cutting his leg off or something. He doesn't kill him because the guy's still like moving afterwards, but then I don't even remember if we see him again. So maybe he did die, but like, let's exclude Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because just that film was just the imagery and fucking the way it's shot and stuff. It didn't need gore and like over the top fucking blood and anything like that. But most movies, gory slashers, if you bring a chainsaw into the movie, you better do something good with it, or I'm gonna be pissed. Like seriously, it's like that's your money shot. Like, in all these slasher movies, the kills are your money shots. That's like watching a porn and you see the people undressing, then it just smash cuts to a puddle of cum on a mattress. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you skipped over all the good part, like the fucking chainsaw going through and fucking mutilating this person. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, I really don't. It's like, come on, you're gonna bring a fucking chainsaw into a movie and then you're gonna do nothing with it when you have gore all over the place for the rest of your movie. I don't know. It makes no sense. And then the weirdo beach guy was found dead in the basement, stuffed in a crate or some shit, like he's Fluffy. Then the neighbor, Dr. Morgan, which this is the first time we hear that this guy's a doctor in any way. And they've called the cops now 2 times, mind you. And both times, at the second time, straight up saying, yo, we found our friend killed, and she's stuffed in a bag in the closet. And the cop again, you again, like I told you, like I'm here to discern the fucking fake calls, prank calls, from the real calls and stuff. So stop calling here, and hangs up on him. Again. Then you get fucking the creepy neighbor, Morgan, who's spying on them with a telescope. And he calls the same cop, picks up, and he says, yeah, I want to report a disturbance. And the cop goes, yeah, right away, sir, on it. Are you fucking serious? Are you kidding me? Like, that's what it took? Like, just a guy calling about a disturbance and you're right on it. But a fucking group of girls calling and saying that there's a murderer and that their friend's been killed, and you rub that off as a fucking prank? You just write that off. Seriously. Come on. Like, get the fuck out of here. Seriously? What is with the cop in this movie? Like, unbelievable, man. Like, and I'm sure, and I know that there's cops that exist like that. Like, I have a lot of family members that are ex-cops and were on the force and stuff, internal affairs, a lot of that. There are absolutely cops like that who exist. And that's scary in its own right. Like, scary as shit just thinking about it. And then Ken kills Frank and the other guy, whatever his name was. Oh, and the pizza girl in this movie, when she comes to deliver the pizza, and the other guy, whatever, Duncan, I think his name is, and he asks if he can buy her shirt, the pizza shirt off of her, so he can go act as the pizza delivery guy and get into the party. So that's Sandra from Friday the 13th Part 2. Which I looked and I was looking at her, she looks so familiar. But man, from 1982, right? 81. From 1981 to 1990, in those 9 years, she let herself go, man. Like, she don't look like Sandra from Friday Part 2, I'll tell you that. Like, I was looking at her and I was like, that looks like Sandra a little bit in her face. And then I looked it up when the movie ended and I said, that was her. That was the same actress. But, yeah, let herself go a little bit. And then this bitch just says she's getting almost attacked by Ken with the drill. And she just goes, fuck you, and proceeds to throw herself through a glass door and dies. I was cracking up. I was laughing so hard I had to pause the movie for a few seconds. Like, I was dying. Like, just the way it's shot. She's just like, fuck you. And she just smashes herself, throws herself through a fucking glass sliding door, and she just dies. Are you serious? Like, that's your plan? But if you think about it, not a bad plan, because you can't get murdered if you kill yourself beforehand. Then you're above it all. Like, you win. He never got you. So good plan by her, I guess, in the moment, but fucking hysterical. Like, I was dying so hard with that. And then we get a straight rip off from Halloween. When there's one of the girls in the closet, and Ken is breaking the fucking boards into the closet, just like Michael in that scene in Halloween, and she's cowering in the closet and stuff like that, but she's not smart like Laurie. She doesn't think to grab a hanger or anything and stab him through the fucking eye. So she ends up getting beaten on the bed a whole bunch of times. This movie's probably the most brutal out of all three of them. Like, I'll say that. But not in like a good way. It's almost like an uncomfortable way. Like, it's just like, I don't know, man. There's just something about this movie, from watching this just now, and not remembering anything really about it, that's just like, it feels like it's really going in there on just assaulting women and just making them seem totally defenseless and everything. I don't know. It's weird. It was like a weird thought I had watching this, but like, this is probably the most brutal out of all three of them. Like, without a doubt, more than the second one. And the first one, even more so than that. Like, this is definitely the most violent out of the three of them. And that's why I said, we get a chainsaw and we get fucking nothing. We just get a smash cut to a puddle of cum. Fucking no good parts. And then the girls just stand there and do nothing. While this guy basically almost rapes and then proceeds to murder Maria while she's laying on the ground. And then while he's drilling into her, they show the one girl, like, staring in the background, and then they show Jackie and the other girls staring from the hallway. So they've been watching this the whole time, and they didn't think to do anything to help this girl at all. Really? Like, They've had no problem in scenes before that and scenes after that banding together and beating the shit out of this guy, but they just let their friend get fucking almost raped, then brutally fucking drilled to death, and just stare and watch and take it all in and daydream about better days or some shit. I don't know, but that's fucking weird, man. They just did nothing for this girl. And then they get the killer on the ground, and how many times do all of us say, in movies, in these slasher films, when the killer's on the ground and we all scream at the screen, just fucking stab him to death, like kill him, like make sure he is dead. And then this girl makes a comment when one of them brings that up. He says, we should just kill him, like just fucking kill him. The other one's like, call the cops. Yeah, we saw how that worked the last 3 times. Unless you're a creepy doctor named Morgan, they ain't taking you seriously. And they never show up, the cops. Like, that's like the slowest response time ever. And there's like 2 of them. There was the black cop that like said to the other cop, with the voice of reason he was, saying that, you ever think that any of these prank calls, you know, are actually real calls and you ignore them? And the cop gets pissed off by that, and he's like, listen, in an hour, I'll get off my shift and I'll go over there and check it out. You have the address? And he gives the address to him. He never shows up. Not once. Doesn't appear. So he doesn't come, and when Morgan calls the cops, with like the last 20 minutes of the film left, they don't show up either. So, I don't know. This fucking movie, man. And then, yeah, she makes a comment about it, calling the cops. The other one says, just fucking kill him. And then one of the girls just says, you can't just kill him when he's just lying on the ground. What the fuck does that mean? You can't kill him because he's just lying on the ground. That is the only time, and the perfect time, to kill him. To kill a killer who's been killing all your friends and just on a murderous rampage in this house. And you say you can't kill him because he's just lying on the floor. No, that's when all 3 of you get like ritualistic daggers. And you fucking walk up slowly to him. And you just start stabbing the shit out of him. Just to make sure this guy is dead. Doesn't come back alive. And you would have saved one of the girls' lives. Because one of the girls ends up getting stabbed to death right before the killer is killed. So she gets stabbed to death. And then Jackie ends up like brutally fucking drilling into Ken over and over again. And he's dead. And then the movie just ends. Like... It just ends with like the picture of Ken and as a kid with his uncle who molested him. I don't know, man. Like, it was, like I said, basically how I remembered. Like, I vaguely remember this movie, and I remember it not being good at all. It's like I said, it's not terrible. Like, trust me, there are a ton of terrible slasher movies out there that are worse than this. Like, by far. So it's not that bad. Like, if you're a fan of the first 2, you're getting the same shit here, with just titties all over the place, and a slumber party gone wrong, with a fucking killer on the loose, and drilling the shit out of everybody. So, I mean, it comes with the territory. You know from the first 2 movies what you're getting into, or what to expect, and this is basically what you'd expect. Is it good in any way? Not really, no. Would I rewatch this anytime soon? No. Like, no. Like, there was really not a lot in this movie that I was interested in or took anything good away from at all. But that's Slumber Party Massacre 3. So that closes out the trilogy. And might have another video out in a little bit. If not, I'm going to just throw something on and relax for the night. But, yeah. So Slumber Party Massacre trilogy is done. Like I said, the remake of the first one, I never saw from last year. If I find it somewhere, I'll do it this month or something, but I'm not going to worry about it after this movie. Fucking, like, after rewatching this for the first time in so long and my feelings on this, I'm not rushing to that remake. So that'll come whenever it comes. But, alright guys, wherever you're from, good morning, good night. Hope you're enjoying your day, and I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.